Hi, I'm Sean Rolson, Chief Customer Officer here at ThinkReservations. I've been in the lodging industry for over 25 years and the last 10 years here with ThinkReservations. And in that time, our team and I have had the privilege of interacting with thousands of hospitality businesses. And over the years, we've seen what works, what doesn't, and what truly separates the smooth running operations from the chaotic ones. Today, I'd like to share some of those insights with you. This session is about transforming your front desk operations, not by working harder, but by pairing smart processes with the right technology. We'll analyze all the processes that the front desk manages and show you how our newest features can give your team back the one thing they need most: time to focus on your guests. We all know the reality of the front desk. It's where the guest connects with your business and where all your operational processes collide. Front desk staff are juggling checking guests in and out, taking payments, answering repeated questions on the phone, email, and via text, managing new reservations and upsells, and trying to find out which rooms are actually clean, often using methods like paper slips or walkie-talkies, or literally walking up to the room to check because you aren't sure. When the team is constantly busy with this administrative firefighting, they have little time left to check their work, let alone personalize the guest experience. That is the pain point we're focused on solving today. We want to move you from juggling to seamless execution. The formula is simple: better process powered by technology. We'll step through the guest journey, highlighting the areas the front desk is responsible for, from the moment a reservation is considered all the way to checkout. And for each stage, we'll show you the tools that automate or simplify the work. We've created a platform, an ecosystem where the front desk, housekeeping, and management know what they need to do in real time. Let's start at the beginning, securing the reservation and upselling. The front desk, of course, is the primary point of contact for new reservations made over the phone. Our streamlined reservation workflow makes bookings easy. Your staff clicks the New Reservation button to start the booking process. They select the travel dates and occupancy and can easily see all available rooms. They then select the room and rate type the guest chooses. The system will then automatically present eligible items, packages, and services right in that workflow. This is the recommended way to make a phone reservation on ThinkReservations, as it not only makes it easier to quote pricing information, but also ensures your staff leverages that crucial upsell opportunity every single time. If a reservation is made online, the process and flow is very similar, with the booking engine offering the enhancements that are eligible based on your upsell policies. The upsell policies give you the confidence to sell more because you have more control over who can purchase what and when. Front desk operations are also simplified by upselling your customers before they show up. Because if you wait, the guest shows up, decides that they want to add something, and the front desk has to drop everything to process that add-on, or worse, it's no longer available. When you front load the work, it means less to manage later. We know that guests who purchase enhancements typically have a better experience. And when those enhancements are purchased from you, you have more control over the service, including the price, so it's a win for everyone. Consider the scenario where a guest calls your local florist to purchase a bouquet. It takes a bit more effort for the guest to do this, and the administrative work is the same for the property, but maybe you aren't expecting it when a surprise delivery of flowers shows up. Now consider the scenario where the guest is presented a page to add a bouquet of flowers to their reservation. Just a click of the button to say yes. You get to set the experience, set the price, and now the guest has confidence that the flowers will be arranged in their room upon arrival. Offering these at the time of booking, and then again maybe 4 days before arrival using either the upsell portal or digital registration, is something we know from experience will increase your upsells. If you are not offering upsell items or services, I urge you to revisit that again. Review the controls you have with the upsell policies, because you might be missing out on an opportunity to not just earn more revenue, but deliver what your guests are looking for. After the reservation is secured, we need to make sure the communication strategy is on point. We'll get more into that later when we talk about our template upgrades and texting with ThinkMessenger. So let's move to the next stage, managing arrivals and departures. Your front desk owns the check-in process, and the front desk dashboard is now the most important feature for the front desk. This page is something your front desk will probably have up 24/7. It's that useful. This is because the layout is designed to immediately answer important questions the front desk is always asking, like who is in-house, what arrivals and departures are we waiting on, do my departures have a balance, and then which rooms are actually ready for check-in. On the left, we're showing all rooms. A drop-down filter at the top allows you to view the status of all rooms, show only rooms with guests that are in-house, or show rooms that are ready for walk-ins. As soon as you check someone in, they appear here. When someone checks out, they disappear from the list because they are no longer in-house or a pending departure. This is your real-time snapshot of which guests are physically at your business. You'll also see the housekeeping room status. This makes it so easy to see which rooms are dirty, which rooms are clean, and which rooms are being worked on or inspected. On the right, we are showing your arrivals and departures. The top half shows reservations that still need to be checked in, and the bottom half shows you reservations that still need to be checked out. You can see at a glance details like your arrival's expected time and the balance due for departures. You know exactly what rooms you are waiting on to arrive and depart, so you're never caught by surprise. An important insight for check-in is knowing if the room is really ready. In the arrivals section, there's a check mark that tells you, hey, this room is clean and inspected and ready for check-in. If you don't see that check, then the room is not ready yet. This immediately provides your front desk with a real-time status of what's going on, which allows them to manage guest expectations and, if necessary, move guests to a different room that is both inspected and available. Next, I'd like to talk about checking in and out guests. Check-in processes vary significantly from property to property, depending on your policies, staffing options, and even the design of your building. From the front desk dashboard, staff simply double-click on an entry to open the reservation. And from inside the reservation, you can of course review the critical details at a glance, all on the main screen, seeing notes, items and services purchased, payments, and any remaining balance. This is important because carefully reviewing the notes and details allows you to tailor your check-in experience to the guest. On the day of arrival, a check-in button lets you update a reservation status with a single click. Even if you do a contactless check-in, as soon as your staff is aware that a guest has arrived, they can mark the room as checked in, even while on the go from their phone or tablet. The status change updates the reservation, the front desk dashboard, the reservation calendar, and if configured, triggers the check-in message through ThinkMessenger for our clients who are taking advantage of texting. You can even set a delay so the text sends a few minutes after check-in, giving your guests time to settle into their room before they receive it. Next, you might take a payment. We support many different policies for collecting funds from guests, and the balance is displayed clearly in the top right corner so your staff can see it at a glance. On the guest's departure date, the reservation features a check-out button. When your guests are ready to leave, your staff can move through a few quick steps. Review the reservation and add any notes. Ask about their stay genuinely and be ready to address any feedback. Maybe sell that branded mug they've been eyeing or another item to take home. Collect their key unless you're using digital keys through one of our integrations. Add any last items, settle the balance, and finally click Check Out to update the reservation, the front desk dashboard, and the housekeeping dashboard, so the housekeepers know they can start working on that room. For properties using contactless checkout, the process is just as simple. Your guest departs and your staff clicks the checkout button. Another opportunity to streamline front desk operations is with a real-time housekeeping system. When everything is happening electronically and integrated through the property management system, you're creating an ecosystem where you're seeing changes happen live. Staff know what they need to do, and there's no more running around to confirm a room's status. First, let's define the cleaning process that's standard for properties of all sizes. Every day, an occupied room or stayover gets a refresh, or what we call a tidy clean. Unoccupied rooms get a vacant clean, dust and check the room. Typically on the third day, an occupied room gets a linen change, and then after checkout, it's a full clean, which requires a follow-up inspection to make sure it's ready for the next guest. So when the person cleaning the room is done, that needs to be communicated somehow back to the person checking the next guest in. We introduced a new housekeeping module that is designed to manage and track all these different steps for you. Let's begin by outlining the process for assigning work to housekeepers. We use the concept of credits to assign tasks to your staff. A credit is simply a way to measure workload. Instead of counting minutes, you assign a credit value to each task based on how much effort it actually takes. You decide how much a credit means to your business, and you can change it over time. You can use credits to better understand how much work needs to be done. Your housekeeping manager simply goes to this page, sees the total credits of work required for the day, and can understand how many housekeepers they will need for the day. Then they go through each service and assign it to a specific housekeeper. And because this tool allows your housekeeping manager to assign work in the future, they can use this as a way of forecasting how many housekeepers they should be scheduling for the week. We also allow you to manage common areas like the dining room or porch and assign credits to those too. That helps ensure that everything, not just guest rooms, are presentable. An efficient housekeeping system makes it easy for housekeepers to know exactly what work is required to do for the day. Historically, this has been done with printed schedules, but we recommend a digital approach instead. A digital solution enables housekeepers to have their tasks managed and updated in real time. If the front desk or housekeeping manager changes details around a cleaning task, those changes can automatically be updated to the housekeeper. More importantly, a digital solution enables the housekeeper to report the status of their task, raise or document issues, and confirm the room is clean with the click of a button, rather than having to call the front desk or engage in a more manual process. To support this ideal process, we enhanced our tasks module to allow housekeepers to manage their own service tasks. You can see here what this looks like from the housekeeper's perspective. Housekeepers view the tasks that are assigned to them here. The task list shows the cleaning actions and the to-dos along with the section, the due date, and the current status of the task. Keep in mind that housekeeping tasks are added automatically based on the housekeeping assignments. As soon as the work is assigned, the task gets created. When a housekeeper is ready to clean a room, they open the task and click the Start Task button. This enables our system to keep track of which rooms are being cleaned and how long they've been in the room. This will enable the front desk and housekeeping managers to be aware of what is currently being worked on. If a housekeeper encounters a scenario such as an item left behind, they can take a picture and add a note. Photos are also a great way to add supporting evidence of completion of the task or damage made to the room. All of that information is tracked with that specific reservation. Once they finish cleaning the room, they mark the task as completed. As soon as the housekeeper hits complete on a full clean, the status of the room is immediately changed to ready for inspection. The inspection task is automatically created. The person responsible for inspecting the room can start the task, perform their check, and then complete the task. The room status is now marked as inspected, which means it's ready for check-in. Through the front desk dashboard, your front desk team will see that the room is now clean and can allow a guest to check into that room. We've talked about tasks from the housekeeping perspective, but the front desk is also responsible for tasks that deal with servicing the guest. Whenever a guest adds an enhancement to their reservation, there's typically behind-the-scenes work that needs to happen, and some enhancements aren't just a single step. They may require a few small actions from your team to ensure everything is ready and presented correctly. I have seen some properties track all these steps with sticky notes and handwritten reminders or a separate spreadsheet. But instead of managing all that manually, we recommend using the now enhanced task functionality to keep everything organized in one place. Let me walk you through an example. Say a guest adds a bottle of white wine to their reservation. Fulfilling that one enhancement actually includes 3 steps. First, you need to make sure you have the bottle in stock. Second, you may need to chill it before they arrive. And third, you need to place it in the room with the right presentation. With automatic task rules, ThinkReservations can handle all of that for you automatically. You can create a rule that adds a task about a week before check-in to confirm you have the wine on hand. That gives you time to order more if you need it. Then you can create 2 more tasks, one to chill the wine and one to deliver it to the room. Both due on the guest's arrival date, so everything is cold and ready when they check in. Once the rules are in place, the system adds the tasks for you based on the enhancement and the reservation dates every time it's ordered. These tasks are added even when a guest purchases wine on their own when booking online or in the upsell portal or digital registration. When the tasks are complete, you can drive accountability for your team by asking them to take a photo right inside the task. So now you've optimized the check-in process and the room readiness process. Let's take a look at another pillar of front desk efficiency, guest communications. Automated messages reduce the load on your staff, ensuring your team isn't spending time manually sending emails and texts, and ensuring your communication is on brand for your property. We know that when you automatically send emails, you need to tailor your messages to the situation. That's why we built dynamic email templates. Here, we're looking at editing the confirmation email template. The template consists of a combination of static text blocks and conditional text blocks. Both text blocks together make up the email that goes out, but the conditional text blocks will only show their content if the conditions are true. So the regular text blocks make up the parts of the email everyone gets as your baseline, and then add in your conditional blocks exactly where you want them for the guests that need something different in their email. For example, a guest who booked directly on your website can get an email template that thanks them for booking direct and maybe offers a loyalty perk, while a guest who booked via an OTA can get a simpler template that explains modifications or cancellations need to be managed through that OTA. These conditional rules ensure that the right guests get the right messaging and go out with 0 manual effort once set up. These are the processes that simplify operations and enhance the guest experience. When crafting your email templates, you want to balance how much information you need to share with how long the email is. Too much content in an email makes it easier for guests to miss important parts. If the message is important and relevant to the guest, include it. If you have a lot of text, such as a long list of recommendations for things to do in your area and dining suggestions, consider putting that information near the bottom of your email, or put it on your website and add a link in the email. This helps the guest digest the information since they don't have to go through a large amount of text to find the critical details that they might be looking for. So emails handle most of the traditional transactional communication, but we also need to talk about a more effective way to communicate with guests and real-time engagement, specifically text messaging. Think Messenger is our tool for communicating with guests by text. Whether you're on a smartphone or sitting at your desk, you can see every message and reply right inside ThinkReservations. Just like email, guests can receive automated messages about their stay, but it all happens in a channel they're already checking constantly. Texting isn't just convenient, it performs. Studies show that for businesses, text messages are opened almost universally, and most replies come back within minutes. That level of responsiveness creates a natural back and forth with your guests, and that conversation opens up opportunities you don't always get with email. For example, The most effective time to upsell is about 3 or 4 days before arrival, and text is the best performing way to deliver that offer. Think Messenger also makes it easy to meet guests where they are when they're looking for information. Directions, door codes, arrival instructions, all delivered right on their phone where they're already looking. And when something's not quite right in the room, texting gives guests a comfortable way to tell you in the moment instead of waiting until checkout or mentioning it in a review. It's a simple channel for quick fixes you might not hear about otherwise. And just like email templates, Think Messenger now supports dynamic message templates as well, so those conversations can be even more personalized. Your staff can reply on the go with our mobile app or from a desktop with a full keyboard. And to make responses even faster, we've added the AI button. When a guest texts a question, the AI button suggests a reply that your team can review and send instantly. It all adds up to faster communication, fewer delayed messages, an increase in the level of service, and a smoother way to stay connected with your guests during their stay. So, what's the actual payoff for putting these processes and tools in place? Let's break it down. First, you get real time savings. A lot of the small, repetitive tasks that normally eat up your day, things like sending routine messages, checking reservation statuses, following up on tasks, those get handled automatically or with far fewer steps. Instead of stopping every few minutes to answer a question or chase a reminder, the system takes care of it. Those little pockets of saved time add up, and you can use them where they actually matter, helping guests. Next, you see fewer errors. When everything flows through one system, you're not relying on memory, sticky notes, or side conversations. Housekeeping status updates happen in real time. Outstanding balances can't slip through at checkout. Maintenance issues get tracked until they're resolved. The workflow itself prevents the typical misses that turn into complaints later. Then there's the positive impact on your staff. When people know precisely what needs to be done and have the right tools to do it, they're calmer and more confident. Management, front desk, housekeeping, maintenance, everyone gets clearer direction and fewer surprises. That reduction in stress reduces turnover and helps the team actually enjoy their work. And all of this leads to a better guest experience. Guests check in faster, the room is ready on time, their questions get answered quickly, and expectations are clearer from the moment they book. Those small improvements show up directly in satisfaction scores and reviews. We really believe that moving to an integrated, process-driven system makes a big difference for both your staff and your guests. Even small improvements can have a big impact. If you're wondering where to start, I'd recommend 3 simple steps. First, audit your process. Take a few minutes to map out how your front desk, housekeeping, and management work together today. Look for the friction points and the habits you're only keeping because that's how we've always done it. Second, involve your team. Roll out the new tools one step at a time. Show them how the front desk dashboard, the housekeeping module, and messaging tools actually make daily tasks easier. A new process can sound intimidating until they see how much it takes off their plate. And third, customize things for your property. Set up your housekeeping credits. Review your conditional messages. Pick a couple of the new features to adopt first and build from there. The sooner everything is tuned to your workflow, the sooner you'll start seeing the benefits. We're here to support you through the process, and we're excited to see how these tools help you elevate the guest experience. Thank you for joining me. We've got a strong lineup ahead, and the live chat will be open throughout the day. As a reminder, you'll have on-demand access later. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon at the Q&A.